Let's take a look at the box office numbers for all Thunderbolts. And that is not good. That is not good at all. It is currently sitting at 377 million worldwide. That ain't good, people. The domestic box office is 186 million. The international box office is 190 million. This ain't good. It's not good at all. Look at that slump off right there. Look at that. When you go through it, now it's on day 38. It's just dropped completely down at the time of this video. It ain't good. It is not good at all. At the rate this is going, Thunderbolts will be lucky if it makes it to 400 million, because it doesn't look like it might very well hit that. Honestly, doesn't look like it might very well hit 400 million at all. So it's going to close off lower than Falcon Cap. That's how messed up this has become. But this is not just a singular problem. There is a serious issue in Hollywood where they keep trying to shove these female characters down your throat without having any substance for it to work, and it's not turning out good at all. Let's get into this article here from Cosmic Book News. No babes, no box office, Thunderbolts and Ballerina bomb with women. Now, I haven't seen Ballerina. I really have no interest in watching it, to be honest, which is some kind of John Wick light kind of thing, and I really have no interest in it. I have no problem with John Wick, but to be honest with you, I've always kind of liked Equalizer better. But you know, I'm just saying, don't have an issue with it at all. But I just have no interest in Ballerina, none. And I watched Thunderbolts. I did my review for it, and I'm not surprised this is what's happening, because, like I said, the movie wasn't horrible, but it wasn't good. Wasn't good at all. But let's continue on here. What the author of this article is Matt McGloin, and this is what he has to say. Exactly as I said, it's learned that the female audience didn't show up for both Thunderbolts and Ballerina, which have both bombed at the box office. Well, you see, here's the thing, yeah? When you made these franchises, see, these comic book accurate things are more for the male audience. That's a fact. It's more for the male audience. They went with this nonsensical so-called report in comic books some time ago that said 50% of the readership were women and all that, and they just completely screwed it up there, they're screwing it up here now. These things are made for the male audience. There are women who enjoy it, nothing is wrong with that, because it's made for the male audience, but it's really made for everybody to enjoy. But you have to make it for the male audience because you know that's your primary focus. And women are going to like it. But when you just tell yourself, listen, we're going to do whatever the hell we want and you are going to have to take it and done, then no. No, nobody's going to do that. It's also become known the large Hispanic audience that normally gushes over fanboy type of movies didn't show up, which isn't a surprise. Is anybody showing up anymore? I mean, really, realistically speaking, is anybody showing up? Thunderbolts is looking like it will finish under 400 million. Yeah, that's looking pretty damn accurate, to be honest with you. The second worst MCU box office of all time. The worst, the Marvels. Yes, the Marvels. Look how happy they are to know they were the worst. Ballerina, the John Wick spin-off, also underperformed, opening to only 25 million. Again, like I say, I don't know much about this whole Ballerina thing. I know it's connected to John Wick, but I really have no interest in it, so I just didn't care. But it's part of a larger problem that this article kind of goes over, and I will give my thoughts on it. As I said before, in the past many times, and most recently when I explained why Ballerina Bob, you need to know your audience, as the intended and targeted audience isn't showing up, and you know what? They never have. It's like I started off saying, you keep making these things acting like you're targeting these audiences, but that doesn't work. That does not work. These things, these action movies are sort that are made for male audiences. That's what you have to do. But you all keep listening to these depressed, neurotic people online who tell you that, listen, we are miserable and we want everything that you make to be miserable. And then you think, well, okay, they're going to show up. News flash, if they're miserable, they're probably not going to come. Simple as that. It was a similar story for both the Marvels and Madam Web, two giant failures. The ladies aren't bothering with this garbage. Can you blame them? It's known that only a small number of hardcore fanboys are showing up. It's the same story for the MCU shows on Disney Plus. It's the same for the Disney Star Wars trilogy and various shows. Throw in Doctor Who, Terminator, and the list goes on and on and on. I don't want to see anything with Terminator ever again. Ever again. I think that franchise needs to just stop. They've ruined it that badly. I don't want to see anything connected to, part of, or have anything to do with Terminator again. I don't want to see it. I don't. As they talk about the MCU shows on Disney, because you keep making crap and people are sick and tired of it. This is why everything you're putting out is failing. You cannot tell people, listen, you have to show up and watch our crap. No. People have a choice and their choice is not to do that. You're going with Disney Star Wars. People don't like Disney Star Wars. People like Star Wars. Disney screwed it up. You talk about Doctor Who, the worst ratings for in 60 years that you have. That's so bad because you keep making this crap to push agendas rather than for entertainment. You have to wonder why Hollywood keeps putting out this sort of content. There's failure after failure after failure, yet they keep churning it out. Is it incompetence? Yes. Yes, that's part of it. Do they like losing money? Probably. Probably. Or are they getting insensitivized and subsidized via DEI funding to put out this crap? Yeah, that's also part of it. I mean, they can't be this stupid, right? There has to be a reason. Let me break this down for you. I say, is it incompetence? Yes. Yes, because you have hired idiots who get their information from the echo chamber on Twitter. And they believe that only what the bots tell them is the truth. Do they like losing money? Yes, because you have people in these companies who, as long as they get paid, they don't care what happens. They literally don't. I always come back to this discussion I was having with somebody about the comic book industry. And I said to the person, all the things that are happening and the money is being lost, look at it, and I said, if this continues, the entire comic book industry is going to be destroyed. Is that what you want? And the answer that I got was, so what's wrong with that? These are the kind of people that they hire. Or are they getting insensitivized and subsidized via DEI funding with all this crap? Yeah. When you check certain boxes, you get subsidies for this whole DEI crap. The problem with it is that if you get, let's say, $50,000 for every for putting in a bunch of this DEI crap, but you lose over 2 million, that isn't any way, shape, or form you breaking even for anything. I go next one. I mean, they can't be this stupid, right? Well, Einstein defined madness as doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. I would define stupidity as doing the same thing over and over, losing money and figuring, let me keep going. So that's the reason. That's really the reason right there. Back to Thunderbolts and Ballerina, official data reveals their audience was made up mostly of males. Females avoided the flicks. Yeah, because why would they go? I know like I say again, when the MCU and stuff, because that's using the MCU as an example here, when the MCU was hot, it had people going, that guys going to watch these movies with their girlfriends, their wives, whatever. They were going on, everybody had a good time. The minute you decided to start turning it into the MCU, nobody was showing up. Nobody was showing up. So you have to understand, women don't want this crap. But again, when you live in your own echo chamber and you smell your own farts daily, this is what you are led to believe. Thunderbolts skewed 65% male and Ballerina 63% male. But if these things are mostly made for male audiences, why aren't you making them for male audiences? Like I said, stupidity. Of that, 26% were Hispanic for Thunderbolts and 27% for Ballerina, which is considered low. To boot, Ballerina features Hispanic actress Ana de Armas in the starring role, so they didn't even come out to support their own people. I mean, I think at this point, I don't think anybody cares anymore. People just want good entertainment. That whole coming out to support people not even doing that anymore because they tried that with every black actor and every black thing because they pushed the whole thing with Black Panther. Especially the first Black Panther movie they did that okay. The second one they tried to push that hard to the point where they just got absolutely insane about it. People were like, okay, I went to watch the movie wasn't good and that was it. That was it. Feminist YouTuber Grace Randolph actually pointed out the numbers and she questioned what has happened to the appeal of killer babes. Angelina Jolie built an entire career off of it. Randolph also points to how Scarlett Johansson has performed better with Lucy. My answer isn't it obvious? Where are these killer babes again? As I said in my previous articles, there's no TNA, there are no killer babes. You see, the problem with it is that you have damaged that so badly. People want actual, you see, no, nobody has a problem with actual badass women. Nobody has a problem with sexy women. Nobody has a problem with attractive women. The only people who have a problem with it are the ones who are actually making these things. That's it. Angelina Jolie starred as Lara Croft. I never heard a single person want to say anything bad about that. Okay, the movie wasn't fantastic, but it was, but you know, she was Lara Croft. We were good with that. Lucy, you know, fun movie as well. Scarlett Johansson was really good in it. Nobody has a problem with these things, you know, but you have ruined it so badly now that nobody's interested anymore. You cannot just have female characters in anything. No, you must put them out there by literally emasculating and tearing down the male characters, and nobody wants that. Nobody. It's the same thing like when I said that Predator movie that they did certain like with the Native Americans, and I said to myself, how is this woman supposed to actually beat a predator? It makes no sense. I mean, I could understand if, you know, she had some help and other, or there was this part where she was fighting these white men thing, and she was actually using her environment, dodging and weaving, that could actually work. But you can't expect anybody to believe that this woman who barely weighs 100 pounds soaking wet is one-shotting 250 plus muscles. Man, come on now, man. That's insane. Oh, look, attractive woman. When Scarlett Johansson played Black Widow, oh God, she was bloody hot and sexy. So people like, she was absolutely amazing in the role because you have to understand, it's not just about, okay, she gonna beat up people and all that, you know. No, she's seductive. She's dangerous. That's what people like. No, you have a problem with that too. Scarlett Johansson was super sexy as Black Widow in Iron Man 2. Yes, she was. And the Avengers. Yes, she was. She even pranced in front of Jon Favreau and the production team, showing off her costume as Favreau checked her up and down. Nowadays, this would probably land you on the front page of Variety with claims of sexual harassment. Why then did Black Widow fail? Per Johansson's own words, it's a Me Too movie. Yes, it is. Yes, everything about that whole movie is absolute nonsense. Even the whole the whole gender swapping of Taskmaster, idiotic. Like I still maintain the only good thing about Thunderbolts was the fact that they killed off feminine Taskmaster at the beginning. That was it. That was it. Look at the stuff here with Scarlett Johansson right in there. Yeah, she pose and walk and they watch. Okay, can't do that anymore. Florence Pugh and Yelena. She's depressed. There's no TNA, and her character comes off boring, dull, and gray. Where's the sex appeal? Where are the boyfriends? I stated this in my review, and some people didn't like what I had to say. What is the fact of the thing? Yelena was just miserable that whole movie, depressed and miserable. That whole that whole line, oh daddy, I'm so lonely. Oh my God. When you first met Yelena, she was much more of an interesting character. She was fun, she had quips, she was bubbly, she was interesting. Then they just turned her into this miserable, miserable woman. And I have heard people say that, oh, it's just a reflection of how people feel. That, I'm like, this is a get up with the whole, so everybody could see themselves. If you are miserable, why would you want to see somebody on the screen who's also miserable? How is that supposed to help you in any way at all? You're just going to be more miserable. That's it. That is it. You're just going to be more miserable. But they won't stop. And they go, yeah, character comes out boring, dull, and gray. Yeah, where's the sex appeal? She's literally covered basically from the neck down. You can't see any kind of sex appeal. Then they ask, where are the boyfriends? I was practically expecting halfway through that movie for she to start tongue kissing ghosts. Because that might not be all, that's really all they do now. Like you cannot have two people of different genders being together. You cannot have Yelena have a boyfriend or anything like that. No. She just needs to be miserable, dull, and possibly gay, and that's it. Why are you all wanting to do this? If you're not happy, why do you want everybody else to not be as well? Oh God, boy. They got it right with Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow when the MCU first started. And believe it or not, there are people now out there having a problem with Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow when the MCU started talking about, oh, she was too flashy and she was too this and she was too that. So what you wanted to be? This? Miserable? Come on, man. I mean, good Lord. Even a literal makeup looked freaking depressed. That's how bad it was. A female assassin will use her feminine traits to get close to the target. Yeah, females don't have the strength of males. No, they don't. That's just a fact. A female assassin isn't going to be used to go in guns a blazing and kick the ass out of 250-pound dudes. That is common sense. She's going to use her sex appeal and her brains, get close to the target, and then take him out. Sure, she'll kick some ass, but she's gonna look good doing it. And Scarlett Johansson does that. She also looks good in Jurassic World reboot. I kind of fed up at them Jurassic World movies too. Does Yelena? No. No, Yelena looks miserable. Even the body kind of looks like a dude. She just looks miserable. Oh God, man. Even before the outfit she had on when we first met her had some more sex appeal to it. Good God, boy. Why didn't they even cut her hair? It looks terrible. The author was going to say, I haven't seen Ballerina yet, so I don't know what Anna de Armas look does in the movie. I know Chad Stahelski reshot a lot, if not all of the action shots. He comes from a martial arts background. I've seen footage of Anna de Armas fighting Keanu Reeves. Yeah, I saw it and I was like, okay, this is nonsense. There's no way you are going to make me believe she can go toe to toe with John Wick. Even if by some miracle she's equivalent in skill to Wick. When two fighters have the same skill, whoever is stronger wins. That's a fact. But no, you can't have that. You have to emasculate the men. If Ballerina does happen to be a good movie, then the reason it fails is because it's a casualty of all the BS forced on the fandom for the past 10 years longer in the comics. That's a fact. Like I've been saying, you have ruined the very essence of what it means to have these actual movies starring female characters in it now. And you could talk about how, oh, you're all just too sexist. Or no, probably not sexist people. You're not even making an actual effort to make any of this good. Just terrible. That's all. It's really, really terrible. Or how about this? Have you guys noticed that all the girls in these various movies and TV shows look super sexy on the red carpet in interviews and on their social media? Pew even showed off her ass to promote Thunderbolts on Jimmy Kimmel. Yet their characters in the movie have zero sex appeal. Maybe there's a big clue where to start it because, like I say, they don't want any women to look sexy. It is movement pushing that, oh, women being confident in their sexiness is somehow wrong. They all need to look like angry little boys, overweight overweight women whose hearts are being crushed by fat or just absolutely look miserable all the time. Why? Why? A woman should be happy, confident, and proud in herself. That's what it means to be a woman. But no, a bunch of these, there are a bunch of cross-dressing men running around now claiming to be women too. Where is it going to stop? Good God, boy. Yeah, look at her here for the ballerina thing. Looks good. This was just horrible. And she posing up there and all of this, right? This is how Captain Marvel looked. This is how she looked outside of this. I mean, I'm just saying, and I don't like the character Captain Marvel overall. Understand me in the movie. They don't look horrible. Honestly, they don't look horrible. It's just that this was a terrible movie. That was the brunt of it. But look at Dakota Johnson. She's practically naked here. Understand me? And then we have the woman who bathwater soap sold out in minutes. That's how thirsty people are for it. Yeah, come on now, man. This isn't funny anymore. You all have ruined. This is what's going on. Thunderbolts is an absolute flop at the box office. Ballerina is not off to any good stuff because you cannot make anything good these days. You just have to go out there and ruin everything. Like I mentioned, look at her makeup. It looks horrible. Honestly. Ruin these characters, and this is the problem with it. But no, don't listen to me. Listen to people who just love everything and say, okay, everything is fine, and tell you to just go along, keep losing money. You enjoy yourselves with that. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, should hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.